Yeah, here we go. Hi there. Audience ready? Okay. And here's Mary.
Sustainable agriculture. Since World War II, farming practices have changed over the years. Not many people realize sustainable agriculture addresses many different aspects of our daily lives, such as social, economic, and environmental. It also can offer innovative as well as economic opportunities for laborers, growers, and the consumer. Food. Just imagine if there was no farmers to grow the food that a family puts on the table or grain to feed the animals. Living in Northern California and working in a grocery store, I can see how important agriculture is to our daily lives and how without a farmer we would be struggling. What is interesting is a lot of people do not realize that Northern California produces a considerable amount of crops for the stores and for the state. That it takes a lot of water to grow these plants, and that can break down the soil's nutrients over time. This causes the growers to raise prices, which are reflected in the grocery store towards the consumer. And as working in a local grocery store, I see how this happens. During the speech, I will explain how California has created a vast array of sustainable agriculture and how a new way of thinking about farming can create more jobs and better product for the consumer. In 1920, farms were everywhere. By 1950, there were fewer. By the time we got to 1991, farms were getting to be almost extinct. This could be contributed to the overuse of chemicals for killing insects or government politics. This creating mass production of crops. Over the last 2 decades, a rebirth of sustainable agriculture has begun to materialize. Let me begin with some history about California agriculture. As of 2013, California has 77,900 farms, quite a bit for the state, and has received over that time $45 billion for crops that were produced over the year. California agriculture history has always been abundant and has been a source of concern as well, with overplanting and lack of water during a drought. In a peer-reviewed article by Christensen, stated that over the years, farms have decreased, which put a strain on thriving farms during this time. It made them produce more crops in a smaller amount. Sustainable agriculture integrated 3 main goals: economic profitability, social and economic equality, and environmental health. These are some of the reasons it is important to create a new way of farming, a way to have a sustainable product that will help prolong the future of farms. In the long run, it will allow grocery stores to carry the product that is quality and at a lower price. With this in mind, the history of our planting in the past has changed from it is today. Since some of the main points of sustainable agriculture are that regardless of effort and industrialized agriculture and the free of the population of hunger to help supply the marketplace, the fresh food, there are many factors such as transportation, cause a problem, environmental changes, and political control. For example, in an article making a transition toward a more sustainable agriculture product, the farmers have the needs to complete small steps, take small steps in getting this to move forward. Christensen said in a 2014 article that 32 million farmers were living on the farms by the year 1920. That number had decreased, which caused the need for new ways of farming that would increase production and not decrease soil nutrients or raise the costs for the consumer. An important point to bring up is that we need to continue the research and move forward with the goal of sustainable agriculture, so farmers thrive and people are able to obtain fresh, quality product. It is hard to compare a farmer who needs to grow quality crops to a person who may grow just a few vegetables in their backyard. As we've gone over some history of farming in California and this possible issue, I will examine the current issue of sustainable agriculture. The issue is creating a quality product that the grocery stores will sell each day for the consumer. In an article written by Meg Burritt, Director of Wellness and Sustainability for Raley Supermarket, says sustainable products are a way to pass on the next generation, knowing that we have created a product and a way that helps farmers and consumers in the long run. I have created a handout that kind of gives you an idea of sustainable, of how it works all together with the farmer, the animals, and how it's a Venn diagram, how it all works together, and we all work this way, it will be sustainable. Not many people understand the process of farm to fork. This is how farmers struggle to create a quality product that will sustain for years to come and will help the consumer. We go straight from farm to the fork to their house. It's fresh, it's quality. There are many different solutions available to farmers, but the one solution is that the consumer can participate in creating a critical role of sustainable food system. What the consumers ask, the farmers will go for. Even there are many ways to look at sustainable agriculture and how it can be successful. Not only farmers, but grocery stores, and finally consumer. In this speech, I covered the history of farming and how it pertains to economic structure and supplying to the masses. Having an understanding of how farming has been part of our culture in hundreds of years, a new way of agriculture is being developed that will help keep farming going. So in conclusion, people should look to sustainable agriculture as a way to maintain our rich history of farming, not only for the present, but for the future as well. Without sustainable agriculture and being a product from California, we would have to look to other countries to supply us. So sustainable agriculture is actually a plus for us in California. Thank you. And
Right. Woohoo! Let's see. Right. There we go.